for any exam. This is not an exam, but nevertheless, it is very important for all the stakeholders. Today is National Startup Day, and it is truly our privilege to host you here at Bharat Mandapam for the result declaration of the 4th edition of State Startup Ranking and National Startup Awards 2023. I am very happy to see this much capacity in the auditorium in this chilly winter. It is actually very difficult to, in Delhi weather, to come in the morning, and people have come here from all over country, and many flights and trains have been cancelled. Still, I hope within a very short span of time this audience will be full. This is the testimony and voice of Indian startup ecosystem that if we are all together, there is no kind of winter, including funding winter, which we startups always dread, that can impact us, and we are all in this together. Friends, 16th January is truly a day which holds importance for our innovation landscape, because it was on this day that startup scheme was launched, and incidentally this is also the day when the first phase of COVID vaccination was started in 2021. The ever testing times have brought together the best of our nation and the challenges of today. Historically, results for state startup ranking and national startup awards have been declared in different time frames owing to their different implementation journeys. As a leadership and guidance of our Honorable Minister, we are working towards streamlining and institutionalizing all of our programs. And today is a testimony of us being able to host you for both of our flagship and marquee result declaration. This is very important for us as an ecosystem to appreciate. With both SRF and NSA result declaration happening together, we today have both policy makers as well as policy adopters at one place. This is how the government works, and this is how our Honorable Prime Minister envisions us to work. That is with Jan Bhagidari. We don't shy, but rather promote healthy interactions between the administrators and beneficiaries, both of which are represented here today. Today, I urge my colleagues from central government, state and UTs to take this as an opportunity to network and seek real-time feedback and inputs on policy implementation from the best of startups represented here today. In fact, this is a very good opportunity where we can meet with each other in the sidelines of the event and get to know. The startup ecosystem enablers should utilize this as platform to interact with ecosystem players for cross-learning and market linkages. This is the platform for you startups to share your insights, learning and expectations from the policymakers and administrators. Friends, year 2023 was a great year for our startup ecosystem, with record number of recognitions, record number of patent filings by startup. You will be very happy to know that almost 11,000 patents have been filed and 1,800 patents have been granted to our recognized startup. This is the highest number in any previous year for the startup ecosystem, and especially after SIP, the numbers have been increasing swiftly, and we expect that it will increase much more in the near future. I am also delighted to share that today we are launching the national report and the state reports of each state and union territory as part of the state startup ranking. The reports highlight the extensive work done by each participating state and union territory. In addition, we are launching the compendium of best practices, which details the benchmark policies of each participating state and union territory during the period of consideration for our whole ecosystem to learn from. The National Startup Awards, on the other hand, are a celebration of the innovative and entrepreneurial spirit of our nation. This is not just awards, but a recognition of the sweat, efforts, and journey of each entrepreneur, their teams and families who have invested in their vision. This year, the diversity and quality of the participating startups have been truly remarkable. As we mark the completion of 8 years of Startup India, I am proud to introduce Startup India Digital Maps and Startup India Factbook book called Prabhav, which is a testament to show how Startup India has shaped the entrepreneurial landscape, showcasing the tangible impact, milestones achieved, and the vibrant tapestry of innovation and defines these 8 impactful years. My sincere gratitude to the jury members, evaluation committee members, and my team for their relentless efforts over months in undertaking these exercises meticulously. I wish everyone good luck for the result declaration, and let us take this as a mutual learning and development exercise towards the goal of making India the best startup ecosystem in the world. It is indeed a big day today. It is the day when the power to turn ideas into reality is surreal. The platform which we have could never have been bigger, and the opportunities are infinite. Thank you for making a drop of impact every day in the ocean of things to do. Let's celebrate risk-taking, dreaming, nurturing ideas, collaborating, failing and starting again today. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind and inspiring words. May I now take the privilege to call upon Chief General Manager at Small Industries Development Bank of India, Shri S.P. Singh, on the dais to address the gathering.
Thank you. Respected Special Secretary Madam, Joint Secretary, senior officials from states and UTs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to me this morning that I have been given this opportunity to interact with you. In fact, if you see that 2016 proved to be a watershed in the startup revolution which brought in India, and that was led by DPIIT, coupled with a startup policy and 10,000 crore fund of funds. And that is the first sovereign fund of India. In fact, that has brought the stage where we are standing today. This 10,000 crore has transformed India into a startup hub, and India emerged as the third largest startup ecosystem in the world today. And this 10,000 crore which Government of India mobilized, that has facilitated approximately 70,000 crore catalyzing the investment by these AIF who have been supported by this 10,000 crore. And we have the privilege to manage that fund with all the support and blessings from DPIIT and the senior members of the government officials. If you see today, in fact, I, as the fund manager of the Government of India, feel very happy to share with you that we have been working with almost a dozen states in the country. Wherever there has been problems in the framing policies of the states, we have been providing continuous policy input to them to frame a suitable policy which can shape a good startup environment in that country, in that particular state. We have been working with various states where states have come forward and they have placed their corpus with us to manage. The reason is simple, that this new process which Government of India started by placing this 10,000 crore fund, basically that has proved to be one of the best vehicle to bring competitiveness, to generate more and more returns and minimize the risk. If you see the total as far as the commercial capital is concerned, what a commercial capital looks for. The commercial capital basically looks, whether it is a government or a private capital, it looks that my capital should be fully protected. Second, it should give me a return so that I can multiply this capital and put more money to the startup ecosystem. And third, my risk should be diversified and therefore there should not be a concentration of risk and thereby losing the capital. The startup fund of fund has proved that all three dimensions are particularly addressed in the best effective manner if it is rooted through a professional agency who is particularly looking into every aspect of the vehicle which is going to deploy this fund. In India, as you may be aware, this August gathering that the AIF, which is the Alternative Investment Fund, those are the vehicles who are channelizing the commercial capital to the startup. And these AIF, SIDBI has designed a robust, laid down rating mechanism for each and every single AIF. So currently we are working with almost 150 AIFs in the country, and each and every single AIF is well rated. Each and every fund manager's due diligence is very rigorously done, and thereafter, this is one of the best examples of the public and private partnership which has made a great success. Public and private partnership, just I am taking these few minutes to explain you because many states representatives are here and those are the policy makers and the decision makers. Basically, if you see how it is moving, the capital is provided by the government and the decision is purely into the hands of the professionals. There is an independent VCIC, what we call as the Venture Capital Investment Committee, and all leading veteran venture capitalists are the member of that investment committee. And even I am heading that vertical is not the member of that committee. Why? Because I am the person who is appraising that particular AIF. So there should not be any interest of mine, and therefore my appraisal is absolutely independent and the decision-making authority is absolutely independent based on those inputs which are submitted to them. And that has proved to be one of the best model which is right now working, and as a result, you are seeing that we are continuously progressing. One of the most important factor during my process of, I was the part of the evaluation committee of this state ranking, I found, in fact, there is really an intense competition among the states to come forward. And I think that is one of the best things which the startup ecosystem in India is observing, looking, and seeing. So it's a great journey. I mean, all states are moving forward. We are looking forward that going forward, India would emerge as one of the industrial hub. My best wishes to all the participants. Good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. The state startup ranking exercise was conceptualized in 2018 as a capacity building and benchmarking exercise to underline the efforts taken by the states and union territories in supporting startups. The fourth edition's ranking results for which we have gathered today comprises of a meticulous evaluation methodology showcasing the commitment of the central and state governments towards strengthening the startup ecosystem of our country. May I now call upon Srimati Sumita Dara ma'am, Special Secretary DPIIT, for the special address.
Thank you, and a very good morning to all. Welcome to Delhi, those who've come from outside, the foggy weather, and it's also a very special part of winter experience of North India. So welcome to Delhi, and I hope you will get enough warmth from our a vibrant program here today and go with great memories of today's startup event. As we are all aware, the startup initiative was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister of India 8 years back on this very day, and it has demonstrated the government's commitment to fostering support for the startup ecosystem to thrive and also to contribute to the national economic growth. And today, in this short period of time, we have the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And there are a number of pivotal factors for that, which all of you are aware. We have spoken about some of them, Sanjeev ji, and from SIDBI, we've just heard quite a few of those factors. The proactive approach taken by government for ease of doing business, for targeted financial support, other targeted programs, for creating the infrastructure and the incubators to support the startup ecosystem, the positive investor sentiment towards the Indian market and the Indian startups, and the entrepreneurial spirit that resides in the heart of India are some of the pivotal factors that come to my mind. Today, if we see, the number of recognized startups in India has crossed 1 lakh as on 31st December 2023, which is a very big achievement, again in a short span of time. We have been able to cover all districts of the country with the entrepreneurial footprint, the registered startups, and the number of states with dedicated startup policy has crossed 30 today. In fact, 31 states have their own policies to support the startup ecosystem. There has been a 13-fold increase in the number of unicorns in the country in the last few years, 2015 onwards, and today we have 112 unicorns with a valuation of $350 billion plus. These are great achievements. And if we look at how inclusive is this startup system, I would like to state 2 facts. One is that the registered, recognized startups in the country, at least 48% of them have one woman director. Another sign of inclusivity is that 50% of the recognized startups are from Tier 2, Tier 3 cities of the country, which again showcases the entrepreneurial spirit which resides in the heart of the country. As we reflect over the evolution and the revolution of the startup ecosystem in the country over the last 8 years, we see stories of countless dreamers, and Sanjeev ji has also mentioned this, who turn into doers, job creators, tech disruptors, sustainable innovators, and social impact pioneers. Today, 1 out of every 10 unicorn globally has been born in India. Our burgeoning startups, they are trailblazers for reshaping industry and transforming the lives of our citizens. The growth of the Indian startup ecosystem has gained global recognition, and if we look at the startup ecosystem under India's recent G20 presidency, a new engagement group, which is called Startup 20, has been established with the purpose of being a collaborative framework for cross-nation knowledge sharing and for giving opportunities for accelerated development of our startups to become global businesses and contribute to the vision of India 2047, by which time it is the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister that we are a developed nation with a GDP of $32 trillion plus. And that is the great contribution which the Indian startups are expected to do by 2047 as they flower into global businesses. India has also assumed the chair of the Special Working Group on Startups in the SCO in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which again showcases our role as the global leader in the Indian startup ecosystem. There are technological revolutions which are happening, like I already stated, quite a few examples, whether it is job creation in healthcare, in the sustainable energy system. I am working in logistics and PM Gati Shakti. I have seen your collaboration with ONDC, and I would really look forward this year to collaborating with the startups in the logistics ecosystem as well, for bringing in solutions and for improving the efficiency of our logistics ecosystem. I will be seeking the help of my colleague, Mr. Sanjeev, to involve you more closely with the PM Gati Shakti program and with the logistics policy, how we are taking it forward in this year. I'd really look forward to that. I extend my best wishes to the states and to all the awardees today. We're really looking forward to the announcement of the National Startup Awards and the state rankings, and I look forward to being a part of the celebration today. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We will now play a video which will take you through the journey of conducting the State Startup Ranking Exercise 2022 to showcase the impact of states' efforts in this current edition.
Startup India is an inspiring story of India's massive stride into emerging as the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. Ever since the launch of Startup India by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in 2016, the Indian startup ecosystem has grown exponentially. To mark this remarkable growth, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi declared 16th of January as the National Startup Day.
एक साइकोलॉजिकल चेंज लाना है कि यूथ के दिमाग में जॉब सीकर की मानसिकता से उसको बाहर लाना है, वो जॉब क्रिएटर बने। और एक बार उसके दिमाग में आ गया कि मुझे दो लोगों की जिंदगी को बस संभालना है, वो कर ले। 5 लोगों को भी अगर मैं रोजगार देता हूं तो मेरा स्टार्टअप मेरे देश को आगे बढ़ा।
Starting off with just 400 plus startups in 2016, today India boasts of more than 117,000 startups across the nation. With the vision that a strong state makes a strong nation, Startup India has harnessed the power of cooperative federalism by bringing together the states and centre to enable a conducive growth environment for Indian startups to flourish by knitting together all stakeholders including states, startups, investors, incubators, accelerators, corporates and central government. And to bring this decentralized model to success, we launched States Startup Ranking Framework in 2018. The States Startup Ranking is a periodic capacity building exercise launched by DPIIT that evaluates and ranks all of India's states and UTs on their efforts to build an ecosystem conducive to startup growth. The 4th edition of States Startup Ranking Framework prioritizes 7 reform areas for encouraging the states to extend holistic support for startups. To bring this framework to life, 3 national and 2 international capacity building workshops were organized under this framework for all states and UTs, wherein they are handled through knowledge exchange not only domestically but also learning from international ecosystems. After extensive capacity building, states submitted 4,500 plus documentary evidence for evaluation. This entire exercise was a rigorous 6 months of evaluation that comprised of 14 meetings. Along with evaluation, we had conducted on-ground feedback survey collection through web and telephonic mediums. For the first time, we introduced in-person interviews of the ecosystem stakeholders. The 4th edition of the States Startup Ranking witnessed the highest participation across 4 editions, with a total of 33 states and union territories. From 4 state startup policies in 2016, we now have 31 states and union territories startup policies. As a result of this periodic exercise, 29 states and UTs now have functional state startup portal, which are available in 13 regional languages. Along with that, the ranking exercise has injected considerable funds, guidance and opportunities for some of India's most innovative, sustainable, diverse and unique startups. In addition to this, a national report, individual states reports and compendium of best practices have also been prepared to identify priority areas. In the next edition, we will adopt a forward-looking approach, monitoring the real impact of the policies. With the state's startup ranking exercise, we are poised to unlock the unique and vibrant potential of every state and UT in our diverse nation. Ever brimming with innovative ideas, possibilities and promises, India is ready to realize its vision of becoming the biggest startup ecosystem in the world.
On the occasion of completing 8 years of the launch of the Startup India initiative, a Startup India Factbook called Prabhav has been drafted, which reflects on the journey of the recognized startups in India. It graphically captures the growth of the entrepreneurial spirit of the country since 2016 by focusing on industry and sector highlights and evolution of startups geographically. It also showcases the growth in women-led startups, paving way for an inclusive India. Today, we also introduce to you Startup India Digital Maps, which is an interactive tool that enables us to explore the flourishing Indian startup ecosystem in real time. The tool helps zoom in to specific regions, uncover clusters of innovation, and track the rise of the entrepreneurial horizon, which helps show the spread of the startup movement across the length and breadth of the country. We now play a video.
In the transformative landscape of 2023, Startup India has emerged as a powerhouse, leaving an indelible mark across key metrics of success. The number of DPIIT recognized startups skyrocketed to over 1 lakh. The startup landscape flourished with diversity as entrepreneurs from various sectors and backgrounds brought forth their unique visions. Simultaneously, job opportunities flourished, reaching a number over 12 lakh. From seasoned professionals to fresh graduates, opportunities abounded, contributing significantly to the nation's employment landscape. On the global stage, the creation of unicorns became a symbol of India's entrepreneurial prowess. Crucially, the year 2023 witnessed a remarkable rise in women-led startups. 48% of startups are reported to have at least one female director. In this transformative 8 years of Startup India, the platform did not just create businesses. It shaped a narrative of inclusivity, diversity, and economic empowerment. The numbers spoke volumes, all contributing to a flourishing ecosystem that resonates with potential, promise, and progress. To have a more detailed look at 8 years of Startup India, dive into Prabhav, powering a resilient and agile Bharat for the advancement of visionary startups, which encapsulates the transformative narrative of how Startup India has shaped the entrepreneurial landscape. Discover the tangible impact, milestones achieved, and the vibrant tapestry of innovation that defines these 8 impactful years. You can now explore the flourishing startup ecosystem in real time with our interactive digital maps. That is a canvas of the Indian startup ecosystem, showing the spread of startup movement at state and national levels. Visualize the growth of our startup ecosystem by location, industry, sector, service, stakeholders, type of startups, time period, and more. Zoom into specific regions, uncover clusters of innovation, and track the rise of the entrepreneurial horizon. Join us on this virtual exploration where data meets visual storytelling, and witness the digital footprint of Startup India. Scan the QR code to know more.
The first edition of the National Startup Awards was launched in 2020. Each year, the winners and finalists of the National Startup Awards are provided dedicated handholding support to help them accelerate their growth. This extensive exercise in enabling the next step of their startup journey has been possible due to our exceptional partners. A pivotal role is played by our jury members who leverage their industry experience and knowledge in recommending the winners and finalists of the awards each edition. We will now play a short video that captures the journey of the prestigious National Startup Awards over the 4 editions.
India is the land which has always celebrated and nurtured innovation, resilience, and the spirit of entrepreneurship. In 2016, with the inception of Government of India's flagship initiative Startup India by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi, we have witnessed exponential growth in the realm of innovation and entrepreneurship. After 8 years, India has emerged as the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world, with over 100,000 plus DPIIT recognized startups. And this momentous growth has been enabled by the various initiatives under Startup India. And one of the key initiatives that has fueled this growth is the National Startup Awards, that has consistently recognized, rewarded, and promoted innovations. Over the years, the National Startup Awards has established itself as a symbol of excellence, a testament to the power of ideas, and a platform that propels startups into the spotlight. With over 1,600 startup applications in 2020, the rise has only been exponential. And last year, in 2023, National Startup Awards reached new heights with applications from over 2,300 plus startups in 19 categories from all 36 states and union territories. Thus began the hunt to find the most innovative startups of the nation. With NSA 2023, which will define our tomorrow and lead India into becoming the #1 startup nation in the world. With success stories from across every corner of India.
We got a lot of opportunities itself, and definitely this opportunity fulfill our requirement, and definitely these help us to showcase our technology in different platforms.
उनकी तरफ से जो सपोर्ट मिलता है कि आपके जैसे हमारा डिफेंस रोबोट है, एंड देयर इज सम एग्जीबिशंस जहाँ पर आप अपने डिफेंस रोबोट को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हो, जहाँ गवर्नमेंट की डिग्निटरीज आ रहे हैं, आप उन्हें डायरेक्ट पिच कर सकते हैं.
From diverse sectors, expertise and domains, real stories of innovative change makers and throughout the year.
Over the period of the last 1 year, the NSA handholding process has allowed us to be a part of a variety of events hosted by the Government of India. I would just like to say that the NSA award winner and the handholding process gives you invaluable opportunities that contribute to growth, visibility and impact for your startup.
And they have undergone a year-long hand-holding process through dedicated tracks curated by Startup India. Hand-holding support has been extended across domains and expertise to all winners and finalists since 2022.
The hand-holding support that we've received from the Startup India team and the National Startup Award team has been nothing short of simply magnificent. From Bill Gates to the Prime Minister of India, we got an opportunity to present our work to all of them and even participate in trade shows both in India as well as internationally, while receiving mentorship, very focused mentorship on fine-tuning our product and build the impact that we are currently having with Kibo and take it not only in India as well as overseas as well.
Government support in Procurement Connect, Investor Connect for great ideas to come to life, international market access to broaden the horizons of Indian startups, Unicorn Connect to be inspired by the best in the ecosystem, Corporate Connect, capacity building on functional areas and mentorship, and Brand Showcase after an incredible journey this year with the National Startup Awards 2023 as innovation takes the center stage. Startup India is dedicated to support and give a powerful platform to every innovation by casting a spotlight on innovations that are making a difference in transforming India. The winners of this edition of the National Startup Awards are set to take the startup ecosystem and India towards a promising future.
We now invite Mr. Uday Chatterjee on stage, who's been a member of our National Startup Awards jury this year, and he's also a senior member of the investor fraternity. We welcome you, sir.
Good morning, ma'am, and all the startup awardees, all the attendees, all the members of the ecosystem, especially SIDBI, because you have played really a stellar role in this, and I must acknowledge. So I'm very happy to be here, and before I tell you about Startup India, I want to share, especially with all the attendees here who are in the startup, who's starting, that there is no winter. Winter, as you know, is just a 2 or 3 month event, then it goes back, and then you have the bright sunshine coming back. So there is no winter. It is a time to actually hone your skills, make you stronger, make your resolve, more determination should be there. So it is a positive thing, and that is a lesson that I want to share with you, that anything that kind of comes in your way and creates a temporary problem, that should be a learning experience. It should be making you stronger, preparing you for the future. So having said that, I now want to really... Hello, sir. Honorable Minister, sir, I was just sharing my experience as a jury member and as an investor and a part of this startup ecosystem, that I have attended a lot of programs where startups come and they're evaluated, but I wanted to share that Startup India National Awards, this whole jury system is one of the best organized that I have seen. The evaluation system which they have, where the winner is chosen by a kind of consensus method among the jury members, is a very good one. This is a unique one, and I think results are here for everybody to see. I have been associated with this program right from the innovation, and I've seen excellent startups coming here, and I commend the efforts made by the organizers, and I wish all the startups who are here will go back energized. And now I leave the dais for further this thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are privileged today to be in the august presence of our visionary leaders, and we extend a very warm welcome to Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, and Textiles. A very warm welcome and a big round of applause for the Honorable Minister.
To present insights on the overall structure, methodology, evaluation process, and results of the entire exercise, a national report is being launched. State-specific reports for each of the 33 participating states and union territories have also been prepared, which includes a comprehensive analysis of the respective ecosystem of the states and union territories, an overview of the strengths and priority areas for the future. Additionally, a compendium of best practices is also being launched, which outlines exemplary initiatives adopted by our various states and union territories across 7 reform areas and 25 action points as per the 4th edition framework. We hope that these reports will provide all the stakeholders with an insight on the enormous path-breaking efforts made by the states and UTs over the course of the past 1 year and give guidance to the team on the way forward. May I now take the privilege to invite Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji and other dignitaries to release the national report, 33 state reports and compendium of best practices.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. This year, we have witnessed the highest ever participation across the 4 editions of the State Startup Ranking, with 33 states and union territories participating. As per the ranking framework, all states and UTs were divided into 2 groups for evaluation purposes. The first group consisting of states and UTs with more than 1 crore population, and the second group with less than 1 crore population. Post-evaluation, these states and UTs have been categorized into 5 categories, and within each category, we will be felicitating them in alphabetical order. The categories are emerging startup ecosystems, aspiring leaders, leaders, top performers, and best performers.
I would now like to invite Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal sir to felicitate the participating states and union territories as per the ranking categories.
We request everyone to enter from this side of the stage and exit from the left side of the stage. Thank you.
The first category being felicitated today is Emerging Startup Ecosystem. This category acknowledges states and union territories which are on the path of building their startup initiatives. Within this category, we have the states and union territories of Chhattisgarh, Chandigarh, Delhi, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Mizoram, Puducherry and Sikkim. The first state in this category is Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is supporting startups working on sectors like renewable energy, support for startups in the SC/ST category and women entrepreneurs. From Chhattisgarh, the officers being felicitated for their contributions are Shri Mohammad Kaisar Abdul Haq, Shri P. Arun Prasad, Shri Pravin Shukla, Shri Simon Ekka, Mr. Sanjay Rane. The next state, be ready, Chandigarh. The next in this category is the Union Territory of Chandigarh. The representative from the Union Territory of Chandigarh, we have Shri Bartendu Shandilia. The next Union Territory is Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, which has facilitated financial assistance to startups through funds and grants and dedicated support to startups through mentorship. Officer being felicitated from the Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu is Shri Krishna Kumar PK. Next in this category is the NCT of Delhi. Delhi is boosting startup ecosystem with setting up of new or upgrading incubators and supporting budding student entrepreneurs. Officers being felicitated for their contributions are Shri Ranjit Singh, Shri Ankur Meshram. Next we have Jammu and Kashmir. The next Union Territory is Jammu and Kashmir, which has built a startup portal functioning in 3 different languages. Officers being felicitated for their contributions are Shri Asif Hamid Khan, Shri Vishal Ray, Dr. Nela Khande. The next state being felicitated in this category is Mizoram. Mizoram is building a springboard for emerging and early stage startup entrepreneurs and have launched Mizoram Rahbi 4.0. From Mizoram, officers being felicitated for their contributions are Dr. Lalri Chana, Chingtave Guite, Isaac Lumpa Chango, Vaisam Kutri Changte, Ruth Changtapui, and Sandim Pui Silo. The Union Territory of Puducherry as an emerging startup ecosystem has created a robust mentor network for startups. An officer being felicitated for his contribution in Puducherry is Shri P.T. Rudra Gaud. The final state in this category is Sikkim, which has enhanced the startup ecosystem through numerous awareness programs and workshops with higher education institutions. The officers being felicitated from the state of Sikkim are Shri M. Ravi Kumar, Srimati Chodin Gyatso, and Shri Tobzin Zangpo.
Our next category is aspiring leaders. This category recognizes the states and UTs working towards identifying and formulating initiatives to provide support to the startups in their respective states and UT. The states and UTs being felicitated in this category are Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Bihar, Haryana, and Nagaland. The next state being felicitated in this category is Nagaland. Nagaland is conducting special awareness programs for emerging and early stage startups. From Nagaland, the officers being felicitated for their contributions are Shri Kekrivod Kevichusa and Srimati Kinerona Ketheno. The next in this category is Bihar. Government of Bihar has taken several praiseworthy initiatives. Some of them include providing incentives and financial assistance to women entrepreneurs. We have representatives from the state of Bihar.
Our next category is leaders. This category recognizes the states and union territories which have set a clear vision for their startup initiative and measurable goals for the startup community. Within this category, we have Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Tripura. From Andhra Pradesh, the first state is Andhra Pradesh. We are providing support to startups in the sustainable sector and circular economy. Officers being felicitated for their contributions are Shri Anil Kumar Tentu, Shri Shringamala Sridhar, Srimati Lavanya Chimata, and Mr. E. Nagendra Kumar. From the state of Assam, we have the officers Shri Chinmay Prakash Phukan, Mr. Pranjal Dehingya, and Rajashi Sharma, who have set up NEET Hub and incubator to enable agri and allied agricultural startups. The next state being felicitated in this category is Madhya Pradesh. MP has taken several initiatives like awareness and outreach, development of portal, all enablers of the ecosystem. From MP, the officers being felicitated are Shri P. Narhari, Shri Rohit Singh, and Mr. Arunab Dubey. The next state we have Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has facilitated the setting up of a dedicated UP Angel Fund network for promoting UP-based startups. From Uttar Pradesh, the officers being felicitated for their contributions are Shri Ravi Ranjan, Shri Akshay Tripathi. The next state being felicitated in this category is Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand has launched special policies for startups working in the sectors of renewable energy, rural impact, sustainability, and climate change. From Uttarakhand, officers being felicitated are Dr. Pankaj Kumar Pandey, Shri Rohit Meena, and Shri Rajendra Kumar. Next in line is Manipur. Manipur is providing funding support to startups through Manipur Startup Venture Fund. From Manipur, officers being felicitated for their contributions are Srimati N. Kulkarni Devi, Dr. R.K. Tombisana Singh, Shri H. Homendra Singh, Shri Leshram Jimmy. Last in this category is Tripura. Tripura is providing access to market for startups and creating a robust mentor network. Officers being felicitated are Shri Puneet Agarwal, Dr. Naresh Babu and Shri Suprakash Jamatia.
Our next category is top performers. This category recognizes states and union territories which have shown significant growth in the ecosystems and nurtured the entrepreneurs. The states being awarded in this category are Arunachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Telangana. The first state in this category is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh is providing financial assistance to startups by establishing various funds like Seed Fund, Innovation Fund, and an Infrastructure Fund. The officers being felicitated are Shri R.K. Sharma, Shri Tabe Heather. The next state in this category is Maharashtra. Maharashtra is building initiatives to support startups in the disruptive sectors with easing regulation and introducing new policies. The officers being felicitated today are Shri O.P. Gupta, Dr. Ramaswamy N., Srimati Nidhi Chaudhary, Dr. Pramod Shinde, Mr. Amit Kothavre, and Mr. Vivek Mogal. The next state in this category is Meghalaya. Meghalaya is building capacities of startups working in the renewable energy and rural impact sector. From Meghalaya, the officers being felicitated are Dr. Vijay Kumar D., Srimati Isa Vanda Lalo, and Shri Praveen Bakshi. The next state in this category being felicitated is Odisha. Odisha is building a vast network of incubators and providing financial assistance to startups through launching new funds. From Odisha, the officers being felicitated are Dr. Omkar Rai, Shri Madan Mohan Mohapatra, and Shri Rashmi Ranjan Sahu. The next state in this category is Punjab. Punjab has been building capacity of ecosystem enablers through various outreach programs for ecosystem enablers. From Punjab, the officers being felicitated are Shri DPS Kharbanda, Shri Dapinder Dhillon, Shri Rakesh Kumar, Ms. Dimple Bansal, Mr. Salil Kaplash, Ms. Gurpreet Kaur, and Ms. Amanpreet Kaur. The next state in this category is Rajasthan. Rajasthan is providing end-to-end ecosystem support for entrepreneurs through establishment of incubator research and knowledge centers. From Rajasthan, officers being felicitated are Shri Tapan Kumar and Srimati Munesh Lamba. The last state in the top performers category is Telangana. The officers being felicitated from Telangana are Mr. Mahankali Srinivas Rao, Mr. Anand Rajagopal, Ms. Rashmi Pimpale, Dr. Shanta Thotam, and Mr. Pranay Kumar.
Our final and the winner category is Best Performers. This category highlights the states and union territories which have exceeded the initiatives of all other states in the ranking exercise. The all-round performance by these states and union territories have led to significant impact amongst the young and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the country. The best performers are, big round of applause, Gujarat. First state being felicitated in this category is Gujarat. It has set up GVFL Startup Fund focusing on early stage startups and pioneering incubation programs like Startup Grow. Officers being felicitated, Shri S.J. Heather, Shri S.J. Sagale, Dr. Kuldeep Arya, Shri R.D. Bharat. Next state in this category, big round of applause for Karnataka. Karnataka's vast startup focus include launching of young entrepreneurship program for school and pre-university colleges and the Elevate Women program. Officers being felicitated are Dr. Ekrup Kaur, Srimati Meena Nagaraj, Shri Darshan HV, Ms. Archana C, Ms. Champa E, and Mr. Jayakrishna Ramesh. The next in this category, big round of applause for Kerala, instrumental in its state-of-art infrastructure and incubation facilities, including super fab labs, investor connects for startups like that of Ignite Calicut. Officers are Mr. Ashok Kurian Panjikaran, Ms. Surya Thankam, Mr. Varun, Mr. Vishal, and Mr. Prajit. Big round of applause for Tamil Nadu, best performer for its edition, establishment of fund TANSEED, emerging sector seed funds, SCST startup fund, and innovation voucher program. Officers being felicitated are Thiru V. Arun Roy, Srimati Archana Patnaik, Thiru Sivara Ramanathan. From the state of Himachal Pradesh, the final one in this category is Himachal Pradesh, contributed to the startup ecosystem in building interactive digital platforms. Officers are Shri R.D. Nazim, Shri Rajesh Kumar Prajapati, Srimati Deepika Khatri. Thank you, Honorable Sir, for felicitating the states and union territories in all the above categories.
हम सभी राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों और उनके स्टार्टअप चैंपियंस को धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं, जिनके निरंतर प्रयास से राज्य की स्टार्टअप रैंकिंग 2022 में उन्हें सफलता मिली है और स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम को मजबूत करने में योगदान दिया है. We will now hand it over to our colleagues Prableen Kaur and Radhika Kohli to proceed for the next phase of the event.
In each edition, we launch the digital report of the National Startup Awards. The report captures the details of the winners, applications diversity, hand-holding support provided in the previous editions, and last but not the least, the efforts of our partners. We are proud to announce that for this edition of the National Startup Awards, we received startup applications from all 36 states and union territories. We hope this report will provide all stakeholders with details about the impactful innovations of our startups. We also launched the Startup India Factbook Prabhav, powering a resilient and agile Bharat for the advancement of visionary startups, which is a graphical representation of the recognized startups in the country. I would now like to request Honorable Minister, Sir, and other dignitaries on the dais to launch the digital report of the National Startup Awards 2023 and Startup India Factbook.
Thank you, sir. Finally, the time we all have been waiting for is here. We will now begin with the felicitation of all the outstanding startups who have built innovative products and solutions demonstrating measurable impact. The first category is Genesis Innovator of the Year. The category is for startups focused on disruptive technology, including deep tech, and the winner is Atsuya Technologies Private Limited. Atsuya uses state-of-the-art LOT technology to provide an easy-to-deploy and cloud-based temperature, energy, and utilities monitoring solution. Our next category is Pivot Pro Award. This category is for startups that have changed the existing business models and successfully revamped their business in the face of adversity. And the winner is Jiva Business Ventures Private Limited. The startup has built a modular insurtech platform for global insurance with fast-track deployment and seamless integration.
The next category we have is Next Gen Innovator, for which we received 131 startup applications from across the country. This category is for startups with student founders who have built innovative solutions at a young age. And the winner is Avinya Infinity Solutions Private Limited. The startup offers advanced robot and wall mounting models for efficient UV light and mist sanitization. The next category we have is Sustainability Champion, for which we received 262 startup applications from across the country. This category is for startups focused on climate change, sustainability, waste management, renewables, or allied sectors. And the winners are Eki Automation Private Limited. Eki has created a proprietary technology for completely medium-less cultivation of fruit-bearing and leafy vegetables. The next winner is Breathe Applied Sciences Private Limited. Breathe pioneers tech by converting carbon dioxide to chemicals and fuels for emission reduction. They have achieved cost-effective methanol production, showcasing a sustainable solution. The next co-winner is Greenviro Global Private Limited. The startup builds charcoal briquettes out of coconut waste, which acts as an alternate and more efficient source of wooden fuel. They've also provided employment to slum youth to collect tons of coconut wastes for this purpose.
The next category we have is Excellence in Local to Global. This category is for startups with an international consumer base, and the winner is Black Frog Technologies Private Limited. The startup has created Emvolio, a portable battery-powered medical-grade refrigerator that ensures precise temperature control over 12 hours. The next category we have is Indigenous Ingenuity Champion, where we received over 107 startup applications from across the country. The category is for startups that have been manufacturing in India, and the winner is SAF Automation Services LLP. The startup has built a battery-powered self-propelled rescue watercraft called SAF Seas. It is remote operated and travels 10x the speed of a swimmer.
The next category we have is Rising Star Award, where we received 261 startup applications. This category is for early stage startups with growth potential. And the winners are Vivid Minds Technologies Private Limited. The company's technology, Quixie, is a no-code digital transformation platform for businesses, automating processes and app development without coding. VVP Healthcare Evolution Private Limited. The startup has built a digital writing pad for doctors called Wondrix, which includes Smart RX paper, patent app, and provider app for added value.
The next category we have is Independent Trailblazer Award, where we received over 129 startup applications from across the nation. The category is for startups that have been bootstrapped since their inception, and the winners are NanoSafe Solutions Private Limited. Their innovation is to develop, manufacture, and market safe drinking water containers imbibed with microbial-resistant technology to the underprivileged masses, as well as to people who lack point-of-use water. And the next winner is Om Paper Products Private Limited. The startup innovates with eco-friendly paper packaging for e-commerce and retail. Their key product is a 2-ply expandable corrugated mailer that is cost-efficient and tamper-proof.
The next category we have is Women-Led Innovation, where we received 450 startup applications. This category is for startups led by at least one woman director. And the winner is Autocracy Machinery Private Limited. The startup is a manufacturer of specialized construction and agricultural machinery optimized for Indian conditions. They have built machine or attachments that are able to access the far reaches of a field in shorter time span.
The next category we have is Champions of Cultural Heritage. This category is for startups preserving or proliferated textiles, art and tourism, among others. And the winner is Country Clay OPC Private Limited. Country Clay was born out of the vision to revive the dying art of ceramic pottery in India. They have created a plastic-positive brand and produced ranges that are completely natural and free of any chemicals.
The next category we have is Social Impact Champion, where we received 142 startup applications. This category is for startups working towards social impact in healthcare, Indic language, education, livelihood, or any other allied area. And the winner is Atypical Platform Private Limited. The startup has built one of India's largest inclusive platforms that economically empowers persons with disabilities and supports corporate inclusion. The next category we have is Aero Innovate Award. This category is for startups focused on aerospace, drones, or aviation solutions. And the winner is Axial Aero Private Limited. Axial Aero has created an innovative aircraft simulation with an electromechanical platform which is low cost and lightweight. Its advanced features include simulation software, MR/VR, and motion controls.
The next category we have is Innovators for Agriculture and Animal Husbandry. This category is for startups working for adoption and promotion of innovative farming and production practices. And the winner is Krishi Gati Electric Bull. Krishi Gati pioneers climate-resilient farm mechanization with cutting-edge IP-based solution. Their vision is to empower the marginal farmer by helping them double their income.
The next category we have is Impact in Rural Areas, where we received 186 startup applications. This category is for startups creating wealth, livelihood, and improving lives through their innovations in rural areas. And the winners are SNL Innovations Private Limited. The startup has introduced a cost-effective mini-aseptic fruit processing plant to prevent on-farm wastage, which converts ripened fruit waste into pulp. The co-winner is OMSAT Technologies, which offers satellite services for groundwater management, which addresses water challenges and promotes sustainability.
The next category we have is Retail Innovator of the Year. This is for startups in retail technologies of food processing, and the winner is Connector Foods Private Limited.
The last category we have is Best Startup of the Year for the startup with aggregate highest score among all categories. And the winner is SAFE Automation Services LLP. Heartiest congratulations to all our winners. This National Startup Day, we commemorate these achievements and recognitions of champion states and startups. It is a great It is our great honor to invite Honorable Minister for Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Shri Piyush Goyal, to share the keynote address with us.
Very good morning to all our friends here. Ms. Sumita Daura, Special Secretary, Logistics. Mr. Sanjeev, Joint Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, also looking after the startup story in India. All the distinguished award winners who have been recognized for their innovative new ideas, new ways of doing things. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, my apologies, I got late coming into the program. but the fog seems to be pretty dense today. And I had thought that I doubt very much we'll land in Delhi at all. To the extent that when he finally did announce that prepare for landing, then he announced crew to take their seat, and when I heard the wheels go down, all I could see was clouds, and I was wondering what the hell is happening. I don't know whether a startup can come up with something beyond the ILS systems and sort out the problem of the airline industry today. Maybe food for thought for somebody in the room. But truly impressed to see all the wonderful ideas that you all come up with, your can-do spirit, and the fact that each one of you is making an impact on the way we work, on the way we live, on society, for the better future of all of mankind. Every one of you has been recognized today, and most of those who may not have won the award finally, but were in the race, my compliments for the wonderful work that you have done. Hearty congratulations. Your story is truly India's growth story. It is each one of you who defines the future of India. It is each one of you who will determine our journey in the Amrit Kal to become a developed nation. And I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that you will make India proud, that you will make this journey much smarter, much easier, better, fruitful, outcome-oriented. And when we talk to people across the world about the India growth story, intrinsically, they also recognize the increasing role of startups in this journey towards making India a prosperous, a developed nation by 2047. The Honorable Prime Minister, while talking of the startup ecosystem, had said, it's of the youth, by the youth, and for the youth. But I must say, age is a number, age is in the mind. I don't think that precludes anybody from engaging with new ideas, from coming up with better way of doing things. And every person, young or old, can contribute to this. The young, with the freshness of ideas, with the freshness to explore newer thoughts. People like me, as we proceed or progress in life, we can also contribute. Given the long experience that we have over the years, our experience can help us come up with newer and better ideas. So I would urge that all of us, young and old, and I was very impressed when I saw many of the states being represented by persons, I would say, my age or thereabouts. Because it clearly shows that it's not as if startup is something that we feel worried to accept, we feel worried to implement or adopt, and it's something only for the youngsters. I think everybody today feels connected with the startup ecosystem. It is our priority, and clearly the potential that new ideas and innovation hold for the future is enormous. While speaking at Vibrant Gujarat recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said, Bharat's priority will be new age skills, futuristic technologies, artificial intelligence, and innovation. In fact, many of you may recall that we had the Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan slogan. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had added Vigyan to it, Jai Vigyan. And Prime Minister Modi has added Jai Anusandhan research and development, innovation. And I think that truly is a wholesome description of the future of India, the way we go forward. It's been an 8-year journey today. The Startup India mission was launched on this day in 2016. And I think this 8-year journey has been encaptured in one of the publications today. I hope everybody will get a chance to either pick up a hard copy or look at it digitally on the website. But this 8-year journey has been an exciting journey. It was a novelty 8 years ago. Today, it's a part of the national mainstream. In fact, it's recognized the world over, with us becoming the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world. I believe we have been able to realize lakhs of dreams, lakhs of entrepreneurial ideas, so many new ways of doing things. And there are examples across the country, from a fisherman's daughter to some young girl in Kashmir. It's a journey of participation to prepare a better future for the people of India. There's so many new ideas that startups can pick up the threads from and expand. The most recent one of them was the Wed in India thought that Prime Minister Modi spoke about. I think if we come up with smarter ways to organize the entire ecosystem around a wedding, we could attract a lot of people from across the world to come and wed in India, to look at some exotic destinations, not always necessarily having all the facilities, but facilities will develop as destinations become popular. I still remember post the earthquake in Kutch, and for those who are from Gujarat, they may recall, Prime Minister Modi wanted to attract people to that area, particularly to the Rann of Kutch, which had huge tourism potential. And while it would have taken years to develop it with hotels and other facilities, he took the route of a tent city. And I'm told that it's almost impossible to get a booking in a tent in those months where the Rann of Kutch becomes a popular tourist destination. That also helps in making sure that since there's no round-the-year tourism there, we are not required to have very large investments, but can still capture the spirit or the essence of tourism that's available in the Rann of Kutch. Similarly, I remember for some of you who are from Dadra and Nagar Haveli, I'd seen a whole tent city in probably Silvasan or wherever I'd go. Where's that big fort in Dadra and Nagar Haveli? Sorry? Daman, right. Just outside Daman, they showed me a whole tent city. And it was truly remarkable to see the tourists flocking to that area, both from Maharashtra and Gujarat particularly, and enjoying Daman tourism. While of course each one of you have come up with several ideas around medtech, fintech, agri-tech, the aviation sector, drones and simulators, I would think one area which is going to increasingly become important, and I'm not saying it only because of the Lakshadweep videos or photographs that you saw it, but clearly that also is an important message to the country and the people of the country that India has remarkable potential in the field of tourism. Tourism provides huge economic activity. Tourism provides huge jobs and work opportunities. Tourism has the potential to truly take a common man also into the ecosystem of tourism because it has a variety of opportunities, variety of things that are associated with tourism, which can expand work, job, economic activity and incomes for those startups who come up with smart ideas around tourism. In fact, as each one of you, I would say the change makers of India, delve with newer ideas, we will also make tourism eco-friendly. I don't know whether there's any traction. I've not heard so far, but I won't be surprised if some of you could come up with tourist destinations or tourism packages which are sustainable tourism. At least so far I have not heard or seen anybody promoting sustainable tourism as a package. So newer ideas is what defines all of you. I think we saw some very good work in millets, for example, last year. As we celebrated the International Year of Millets, many young entrepreneurs, many innovative entrepreneurs came up with some very good products around millets and cooking very exotic meals, very delicious and nutritionally high value meals around millets. I do believe that similarly we have a lot of potential in food processing. We have a lot of potential in nutrition related products, which young boys and girls are very much attracted to these days. So I would believe there's still a long journey ahead of us when it comes to really exploiting the new ideas, new ways of doing things. Clearly, artificial intelligence is the flavor of the season. We can find traction with newer ideas around artificial intelligence. We can look at some of the ideas that each state has promoted for other states to emulate. I was seeing as the awards are being presented, every state has come up with some distinctive features which were recognized today. UP and Gujarat have dedicated policy, for example, for promoting rural startups or startups around sustainability. Gujarat and Karnataka also have startup portal accessibility features for people with who are physically challenged. So I think each one has shown us the way, and there's no harm in emulating that in our states. So we can learn from each other, we should engage with each other. Since many states are represented here, post this program, I would recommend that you get to know each other better. Startups can get to know the state officials better. State officials should try to attract some of the award-winning startups to their states. Before you go, I would urge you to also have a look at the Leaders Lounge, where the G20 summit was held. It's right across this room. How did you like this place, Bharat Mandapam, by the way? Many of you must have come here first time. Does this not make you proud? This is the new India that you are all a part of. This is how we are going to define the India of tomorrow. And I would urge you all to exchange ideas, exchange thoughts, explore this whole place also. You can walk around to the gardens. I don't know if the musical fountain is on, otherwise somebody just arranged to get the musical fountains on. Have a look at the quality of exhibition halls that are available or have been set up. Go up and see the huge facilities where the leaders' dinner was held, or the auditorium where, together with the multipurpose hall and auditorium, we can hold 7,000 people in one facility. All of these are preparing India for tomorrow. We are going to have a startup Mahakumbh also in Bharat Mandapam, possibly end of March, sometime in the end of March. And I would urge states to actively participate. I would urge startups who have new products to display, new products to show to the world, new ideas to share with the world. So it's going to be the single largest conglomeration or gathering of startups anytime in India. And it will be a good opportunity for all of you to showcase your events. It will be interesting for women entrepreneurs. I hope women entrepreneurs or very, very young boys and girls are invited to participate in that with very special opportunities given to them. States should be encouraged to also showcase their startup policies for people from all across the country who will be participating to come and have a look at which is the best state to go and work with their new ideas. Of course, Yashobhumi is an equally large and beautiful facility in Dwarka, where also we have big and small conference facilities, massive exhibition halls, and collectively between the two, we are going to be hosting some of the largest exhibitions in the days to come. We have a mega textile fair, which has never been held at the level at which it's going to be held from 26th to 29th February later next month. And for those who think they have ideas which could work with the textile industry, you could consider participating over there. We have some food exhibition. We have a mobility exhibition. I saw some persons from the simulator and drone ecosystem who I think would benefit from showcasing their wares at the mobility exhibition. So this is going to be a continuous process. And the more opportunities you get to showcase your wares, I'm sure you'll be able to get better opportunities to expand your work. One idea that one of the startup awardees just mentioned to me was about getting access into the government procurement system or into the government health systems or other government related systems for startups with innovative ideas. I think it was the person who has prepared technology where anything you write on a paper can get digitized automatically. And he was mentioning about using that in government hospitals. I think it's not a bad idea to connect them to possibly All India Institute of Medical Sciences, one of the doctors or the administration there, or to one or two private hospitals also to study and recognize and assess how that can be practically put to use. What are the benefits of that? In a way, from prima facie, it looks like it can eliminate the need for a laptop to or a iPad to make your notes and digitize them. So there are lots of good ideas that all of you have offered, which were considered. I've incidentally asked the department to do 2 or 3 steps, which I hope the Startup India team will take up very seriously and very quickly. One is the sanitization of our data to know where the various startups who are registered with us are today. There may be some who may need some hand-holding. There may be some who registered along the way but are today in some difficulty. Can we do an outreach and can we engage with the states, since I find almost all the states are represented here? Maybe we can share the database of registered startups with the state officials. Have them also do an outreach to the various startups. And with that, sanitize the total data of our startup ecosystem. Simultaneously, we should look at seeing whether we can categorize the startups in different buckets. Deep tech, automotive startups, textile-based startups, agri, pharma, finance, med tech. Let's try and disaggregate the data so that we can have more focused interactions, more subject-specific interactions also with them to understand their issues and concerns. That way, in the next edition of Startup Awards, we could also look at different sectors where we recognize work, innovative work. Very specifically, let's say artificial intelligence. Can we locate who's working and giving us some good ideas on AI or on deep fakes? Similarly, I would appeal to all of you and to the states who are present here to see whether all the startups who are actually coming up with innovation or using some idea to make life easier. Ultimately, everybody who's an entrepreneur is not a startup unless they are changing the way work was happening in the past. Some uniqueness in the idea, some innovation in the idea defines a startup. Can we also make sure that we manage to get all the startups registered on the DPIIT site? That would also be a good service. We will actually know those who are engaged in the startup ecosystem, and we can start a two-way communication. And I think government should do an outreach to reach out to all those who are registered. That will encourage others also to register on the startup site. For example, GEM can reach out to all the registered startups to get them connected or registered on the GEM site where they can offer their products. I think GEM is the government e-marketplace. It's removed a lot of the requirements for pre-qualification like prior experience or registration fees and all for startups has been liberalized. If any more liberalization is required, I'm sure GEM will be happy to do that. Similarly, I would think on patents, we have reduced the fees for patent, copyright, trademark registration, design registration, very significantly for startups. I think it's an 80% discount. I would urge those of you who have new ideas, who think you should patent your idea or should get your brand name registered, any copyright product that you have, please do register. Fees have been reduced significantly. They are happy to handhold you. And if you still find any difficulty or any assistance, please get in touch with the Startup India team. We are happy, we are open to new ideas. I would urge all of you, wherever you find a difficulty, wherever you have some good thoughts or ideas how we can help the startup ecosystem, we are waiting to hear from you. Can we also look at mentoring? We have started an initiative in the Startup Advisory Council. We have a few well-meaning individuals who have offered to mentor new startups, particularly in the tier 3, tier 4 towns and small cities. I would urge more of you, including some state officials who are now understanding the startup ecosystem, to register on that. It's called MARG, Asta? Yes, sir. MARG, M-A-R-G. Register on that site. And for those who have been little successful or who understand this, please register on MARG and offer yourself for mentoring. And those who need mentoring, please propose what kind of mentoring you are looking for, and they will get back to you with a particular mentor. For financing also, we had started some... Sorry? We had started an Investor Connect portal. For those of you who are looking for investors or whose friends in your ecosystem may be looking for investors, please connect them with the Investor Connect portal, and we'll try to reach out to you to see if some investors can be showcase your products and can help finance whatever idea that you are proposing. On our part, we are very deeply committed to supporting the startup ecosystem. There's a vast consumer market out there waiting to be tapped. Goldman Sachs recently said that they expect in the next 3 or 4 years, there'll be a 10 crore affluent India market. People with significant disposable incomes, which should provide opportunities for our startups to also expand their activities. There are newer areas in space or AI where you can expand your activities. Let us all work together to really make India and the Indian startup ecosystem even more robust. The journey ahead is very, very exciting. Let us all work together as a team, as a family. Let's transition from a emerging or a developing startup ecosystem to a developed startup system. Because as the Prime Minister said, the 21st century marks an era of India's thought leadership. Let us provide leadership to the world. I know you can do it, and together, let's take the can-do spirit forward. Let's go to the next level, and undoubtedly, success will be yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your insightful and inspiring address. Your vision and guidance have truly enlightened our perspective for India's startup ecosystem and set a path for progressive action. We have only one more winner left to be felicitated today, which is SNL Innovations Private Limited under the category Impact in Rural Areas. I would now like to invite Mr. Sumit Jarangal, Director, DPIIT, to administer the vote of thanks and to lead the conclusion of the result declaration of State Startup Ranking and National Startup Awards.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for his constant guidance, his amazing leadership. Thanks to Special Secretary Sumita Davra ma'am, Sanjeev sir, and to all the state officials who have taken out time and more importantly who have been engaged in the process for last 1 year. I would also like to thank all the startups, more than 4,000 odd startups who participated in this whole exercise. And the jury officers, the officials and the private officials who have been working on Saturdays and Sundays, and it's a voluntary pro bono exercise, and all of them, their effort is the reason for, and this day actually is a celebration of the collective effort. And sir, the vision and the guidance that you have given to us, we are very hopeful that the cherished goal of seeing India as a developed nation, all these startups, these are the champions and they will lead us to a beautiful and a developed country. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you everyone for attending. We would request you to please join us for high tea downstairs. And also we welcome you for a tour. Thank you.